Hey, what's going on, YouTube? This is Jim, once again joined by Rachel, my lovely wife. Are you feeling any better from like 3 hours ago?
No, not particularly, but we're here to present Ubisoft. After
Ubisoft's...
many hours.
You know, I wrote 4 pages, but I wrote very large because I was like laying down as I was writing. Before we get into it, I know we did this with Microsoft. I want to address something here. I don't know if it was a result of the feed we were watching or what, but half the time the audio didn't sync to the visual.
Yep.
And there were so many echoes and like mic bumps, like boop, 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 similar to what I do when I do videos for you guys. The difference is I'm not a multi-million-dollar company trying to sell you a product. I'm just some dude sitting upstairs.
But I guess I can't particularly blame them for the video cutting out. That could be the host, all of that. I do want to say, though, that their production quality was significantly higher. I didn't notice them zooming out as much on
like
people
Xbox.
playing.
Okay, yeah.
It was designed for those of you who were at home to get a better understanding of the games.
The way it should be, but I just felt like the sound was a continuous problem, and it was like echoing, and it sounded like garbage. It really did.
Yep.
They started off with a very odd dance number, hyping up Dance Central's 2017. We saw no details about the game.
Just Dance 2017.
Just Dance 2017. We saw no details about the game. No screenshots, no discussion. Just like a guy in a lion suit, a giraffe suit.
But you had a dance number.
I don't know. It's like there's so much hype that goes on to these events. Clearly, I mean, I'm the super fan. She begrudgingly follows along, but being a super fan, you expect so much, and then it starts with this, and it's like, what? It was really bad.
It was,
and it was synonymous, I think, with what happened for the entire 2-hour duration of too much nothing.
Yeah, it felt very slow moving, and I felt like I didn't really learn anything new.
Yeah, so there's one thing, and we'll get into it.
We got Just Dance coming in 2017 to all platforms in October, and it's coming to the NX next year. This is the first mention we've heard of any kind of NX.
Got a little pop. That's kind of neat. Yeah.
A little something.
So they know about it, of course.
I did want to make a comment about the host. Aisha Tyler. I think she did a great job getting people excited and bringing you in and talking about why this is important, not only to us, but to her. And
I agree.
I think having her as a host helped with the cohesiveness of their presentation.
I agree. They're the only ones that have a continuous MC. I thought the first year she was very demeaning towards gamers. She said it was her sense of humor. I don't think it was her sense of humor. This is her 5th year. Go back and watch. She's gotten a lot better and a lot more genuinely interested. I think she was making too much fun of gamers, but she has undergone a big transformation. And I do think press conferences are better because of an MC type role.
I mean, she brings a good sense of comedy.
Yeah,
she's excited about what's going on.
Yep. She's a fan.
I think it's a good move for Ubisoft to keep her going.
So we got to see Ghost Recon Wildlands.
March 7th, 2017.
We got to see this last year. This was like the big reveal at the end. Yves Guillemot comes out at the very end. He did it again this year. We'll get into that. And he says, here it is, and dropped it onto the wild. We've heard nothing about it until this year. So what do you think? What you saw, what'd you like?
So they showed us a trailer. Then they explained to us that it basically takes place in Bolivia.
Yep.
It's about a drug cartel who's kind of taken over, and you've got this narco state.
Yes.
And then you are kind of the special ops that are dropped behind enemy lines to fix it. You can play solo, or you can play up to a 4-player co-op.
Yes.
Very open world, as we noticed when they did the gameplay. I liked that they said you can achieve your objectives however you want. I actually was pretty intrigued by this. This looked like a pretty cool take on something that has been done quite a bit. But this excited me. This is one of the few things that I saw that I would actually be interested in from Ubisoft.
So I agree. One funny thing is when it keeps cutting between 4 operatives doing a mission, and some guy's like, I'm going to go in stealthy, and he's shooting with a machine gun.
Yeah.
It's like, da, 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 da. Okay, he didn't hear me. Yeah, but everybody else did. They had drones. They had
helicopters,
cars, motorcycles.
Dune buggies, motorcycles. I mean, it was
It looks like they took the best of Mercenaries. They took the best of The Division. They took that really sleek Watch Dogs interface and put it into a package, put the Tom Clancy name to it, made it a little more maybe authentic because of that. I like it. I'm very interested.
It looks good to me.
I'm very interested. I think that's a game I'll probably pick up on PC.
So next we move into South Park, Fractured But Whole.
Which was a very swerve trailer because it seemed like it was going totally different direction, and then at the last second, Cartman pops up.
Yeah, the trailer
It was weird. I don't know what they're.
It was a strange trailer. Actually, to be honest, the whole presentation was kind of strange.
This is.
And I get it. It's South Park. It's supposed to be a little bit strange, but
yeah,
it was very strange. This is gonna be. It picks up. It says where the Stick of Truth left off.
Right.
You're still the new kid, but this is gonna be superheroes. So you're creating a superhero character. You can customize it. They showed some gameplay. It's coming out December 6th. If you buy this, you get access to the Stick of Truth free.
Right. A couple other things I noticed. There's 12 different classes you get to select from. You get to be your own superhero. It's a combat system that's kind of turn-based, kind of time-based. It's a grid. You move your character on a grid. There's environmental objects you could hit them into. You get some kind of farting that like reverts time or something. I didn't quite understand that.
I guess you rip time so that you can...
Rip time. I like it. Here, the problem I had with this, not this game. I think this game doesn't need much introduction or much sales. There's already a loyal fan of South Park. There's nothing they're going to show me, somebody who doesn't watch South Park. There's nothing they could show me that's going to make me want to or not want to play this game. It's already got its prepackaged audience. But what's odd about it is that Ubisoft spends so much time on their press conference having this couch interview with Trey and Matt, and it just went nowhere.
And
that's the first of many of these long interviews. And this was Ubisoft's. That's my problem with the whole press conference. Was this
everything took too long.
Yes.
It was drawn out too much.
Oh my god!
It was a 2-hour press conference that
longer than Microsoft
easily could have been
an hour,
or show me more. But again, South Park.
Maybe it was a slow year.
I don't know.
They showed The Division, which was not really that exciting because we've kind of already seen that in previous conferences. They're coming out with their next expansion called the Survival. In addition, you could pick up the Ghost Rainbow Six, Splinter Cell armor, and Ghost Recon armor to wear on your character.
Yep, through the Ubisoft Club for free with the Underground DLC.
No gameplay of the Survival, just another little trailer of it, and it was like it took 10 minutes to say DLC's coming. We know,
and we know. As we found out, it'll all be first on Xbox.
Yeah, 30-day exclusivity on console exclusivity. PC's day one. And
then June 28th, the Underground comes out on Xbox and PC. Comes out August 2nd for the PlayStation 4.
I don't know. It's so much nothing.
Well,
that's why we're gonna blow through this. We're gonna blow through this so fast because there's not much to dive into.
Well, and even though they made some announcements, there was no real content behind any of it. They showed some trailers, they showed some gameplay, but again, I don't know. The Division.
I liked it.
You really could have just said
coming
DLC coming.
Yep, we haven't forgot about you guys. See you later. Or highlight one of the mechanics of the new expansion.
Yeah, there was a lot of things that you could have done. Then
we saw Eagle Flight, which is their foray into VR.
So what we saw was a PvP demo with a 3-man team, which was a capture. They called it Capture the Prey, but it's Capture the Flag.
You got to you got to fly around as a bird and bring back an object to a base.
In this particular one, they were in Paris.
What did you think about that?
And then you could actually, shoot at the eagle that was flying. So my direct quote when I watched it was, cute, but gimmicky.
I appreciated all the terrains and tunnels. It made me feel like I was in Star Wars, driving through the trenches, because there's a lot of like little corridors and hallways that they were swerving around. But I wrote and underlined schmucks, because people sitting there with VR trying to talk to each other look really stupid. It again made me feel like it's a gimmick. It made me realize all the couch co-op is dead at this point. When everybody's sitting there with these giant boxes on their head, the gameplay doesn't look that fun. I'm sure if you played it, like you said, it would be fun for a couple minutes. I do not see you spending $60 on this game or whatever VR titles are going to cost and playing round after round after round. After the first 5 minutes, you've seen and done everything.
I think a demo of this game is sufficient.
Yeah, this is a tech demo turned into a game. It is. That's all it is.
But it'll be available this fall.
Well, then they go into even more VR. Well, I'm curious what your thought on this one was. The Star Trek Bridge Crew.
So when I saw it with Star Trek, I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is going to be amazing!"
I heard Geordi LaForge's
I'm so excited. I'm like, "Yes, this is great."
Yes.
And then I realize what it actually is.
So it's
a ship simulation.
That's all it is. That's all. You play one of 4 classes: tactical, comms, engineer, or the captain, and you have to work together to solve missions. And they showed a little trailer with LeVar Burton, Carl Urban, Jerry Ryan, and I think
one of the developers.
One of the developers who was the 4th guy.
Again.
So Geordi LaForge was there, but that's about it.
It went on way too long, and you learned pretty much nothing. Then LeVar Burton came out to talk on another interview on the couch, talking about the differences between this and being on Star Trek, which I don't see how they're related at all. But again, I really wanted to be excited about this when I saw it. I really, really wanted to be excited, but I wasn't. When I realized that all it was a ship simulator, I was out.
Yeah, there's so many cool things you could do with this franchise, with virtual reality. Again, another stupid gimmick. You're going to put on the glasses, you're going to say, wow, I'm in the USS Enterprise, or the knockoff, whatever they're calling it.
But this isn't even a gimmick.
You're going to be sitting there. No, because you're going to be sitting. You're going to look around. You're going to see the screen. You're going to see the captain's chair. This is great. I'm in the Enterprise. Oh, you want me to hit warp? Let me press the button. Boop. Oh, mission complete. Couldn't have done it without me. I'm comms. I did my job. Horrible.
Yeah,
this game's going to tank so bad. This is going to be the defining year of VR, and it's going to suck. It's going to suck.
I mean, it's almost to the point where I'm looking at VR going, ooh.
It is rough.
What are they actually going to bring me that I'm even interested in?
These are the experiences you're getting.
There's
fly around,
nothing there.
You can fly around with birds, or you can be a Captain Picard
like I see these and I think, okay, so this is a great demo. This is a great demo disc, but I'm not paying for this.
That's all we're getting.
So again,
thankfully,
disappointed.
They quickly changed gears to me, the star of the show, For Honor. And that dude, I don't know his name, but he comes out with a cane, the director.
Yeah.
He sounds like Deckard Cain or like this old wise man. We learned that there's a story element invested into this. We didn't know there was one before. I thought that even though there were Vikings, Samurai, and Knights, they were all separate individual campaigns or whatever. They're all together. So we had Vikings fighting Samurais with Knights watching. Turns out there's this big baddie called Apollyon. And she has the Black Legion, the Black Stone Legion. And she's pitting people against each other because why not? That's about as best the plot you're going to get in this game. And there is a single-player campaign. We did learn that.
The game comes out February 14th, so happy Valentine's Day to everyone.
Yes.
So
I'm excited. Me, I played the alpha. I loved it.
I liked the trailer. I liked the gameplay. In my opinion, it looked like Dynasty Warriors with a little bit of an environmental, not just strict fighting.
True. So, yeah, and it's a 3-prong combat system. There's like a reticle that you, depending on how you hold your weapon, it's kind of like paper, rock, scissors.
So as they told us, the 4 Honor Alpha is coming soon.
Yep. So sign up. I got to play it on computer, and I didn't have sound on mine. They had a sound bug, but that's okay.
Again. In my opinion, this went on for way too long for a game that we've already seen.
It was a lot of yes,
and it was the same thing over and over and over, which kind of makes me worried for this game coming out. It seems like it's a lot of repetition.
There might not be much to it. You might be right.
Again, I don't know.
I played it. I loved it. I mean, from the guy who plays the same 5 or 6 Halo 5 maps over and over and over and over, loves it. This may be one of those games that just has that charm with all the customization, all the different weapons and skills and everything. But you're right. I don't know.
I'm skeptical on this one. So next we moved into Grow Up, which comes out in August.
Now I played Grow Home. It was a PlayStation Plus free title. You play as this little robot named Bud, and basically you use your controller, the left and right triggers to like make him climb walls, and he's all wobbly, kind of like Octodad. It was very interesting. I think I made it about an hour and said this doesn't seem that interesting.
So,
and based on what we saw today, which was nothing.
You've about reached the limit of my notes on this.
Exactly right. It's coming out.
It's coming out, period. If you enjoyed the first one, you'll probably enjoy the second one. If you didn't like the first one...
and have no idea what it's about, you're going to forget about this before we did.
Yes.
Trials of the Blood Dragon. Now, Trials is a very popular franchise where you use your motorcycle to do different types of tricks. It's a side-scrolling game. They've had this for a long time.
I'm going to take your word on it because this is an unfamiliar title to me.
Blood Dragon was the Ubisoft spin-off that they made. It was a knockoff making fun of 80s movies. And it starred a very over-the-top guy who rode around on Raptors and drove Ferraris with lasers. Very similar to Kung Fury. It was that kind of genre. They've taken Trials, they've taken Blood Dragon, and now Trials of the Blood Dragon. So if you like that art style of Blood Dragon, the over-the-top, ham-fisted 80s with the weird digital line and the VHS tracking and the hot pink colors and everything, you'll love this game. If you don't care about that or you don't care about Trials, good news for you. They're going to get them both out of the way at one fell swoop.
And it's out now.
That was a surprise. It's out right now, which is kind of neat.
They did almost a LAMFO kind of take off on it with a couple of the directors or producers. Is
that what that was supposed to be?
Yeah, it was.
That went over my head.
It was kind of a pop culture reference that was, I would say, not well received.
I thought at this point when I was watching this, it is exactly at this point during this conference, I thought maybe I was getting burnt out on E3.
I actually had that opinion long before that. I had that opinion.
It was at this point I wrote down burnout, ?
I had that opinion as we were going through For Honor.
Okay, so I like For Honor, so that for me that was great, but it did go a little long. But then I thought, okay, it's got to be me, or it's got to be the fact that I've just watched too much E3. Watch all these press conferences. We're just being bombarded. We're running upstairs doing videos. I'm running downstairs tweaking them, uploading them. We're just like, this isn't fun anymore. But then I realized it's not E3. It's Ubisoft. This press conference sucks.
It's this press conference. It's moving too slow with not enough.
There's nothing.
Reveals.
How about
like anything that I wanted to see that was like exciting?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Then they go into the
far
movie.
I've got nothing.
Movie.
Then we've got an Assassin's Creed movie.
Some old director dude
December
comes
21st.
out. He talks for about 10 minutes about the movie, and they show like a minute trailer.
We've got Michael Fassbender as the lead actor, but I'm at this point,
really,
my level of that's cool is seriously worn down.
Why do they even need to bring this up?
So after that, we roll into Watch Dogs 2.
Now, Watch Dogs, they kind of, I think this could have had more impact.
This is coming out November 15th.
Yes, this was leaked by them about a week ago. This trailer, a 10-minute gameplay video, the world of Watch Dogs. They put all these vignettes on their own official YouTube site talking about everything we saw. We already knew about Marcus Holloway. We already knew it took place in San Francisco. We already knew he was a member of DedSec. He already knew parkour. He used a stick he used like a golf club or a sock with like a rock in it. That's his weapon. You probably noticed that.
Yep.
Everything we knew.
So
everything we
what
knew.
we did find out is
yes. What did we learn that was new?
PlayStation has a 30-day exclusive on DLC.
And what else? Sony's working on a film.
Yes.
So wait for next E3. You get to watch a 20-minute old man talk about how great the film is, and it's rich and vibrant.
A Watch Dog film is coming. Then we found out about the collector's edition. What comes in the collector's edition, Jim?
A remote control robot. These guys like remote control robots. Do you remember the Splinter Cell had an airplane?
Yeah.
It was a remote control airplane. So they must have got like a really cheap deal on a bunch of RC parts, and they're just trying to come up with different combinations to use them.
All right, so Watch Dogs 2 is kind of bringing me back in because I haven't looked at all of the stuff that
this was all new to you, wasn't it?
It was all new to me, yeah. So I was excited by this.
Yeah.
I'm starting to go, okay, maybe they're trying to finish strong. So then,
I'm excited for Watch Dogs. By the way, I love the original. I didn't mind Aiden Pierce not being the main guy in this one. but they want to go a different direction, different city, that's fine. I'm going to buy it. Not the collector's edition, but I'm going to buy it. Day one.
So again,
that would have been it, right? Nail in the coffin.
Well, but now I'm looking for, okay, you've got to end it on a strong note, and this is clearly not it. Especially given what you said, that they leaked all of this before the conference. So what are we going to end on?
Yves Levine comes out, or Yves Guillemot comes out one more time, and he's got a special announcement.
A new IP.
Brand new IP. And
So my hype train is going up. I'm like, oh man, Ubisoft has some great stuff coming. I'm excited.
But before he said new IP, all I could think was, thank God we're getting Splinter Cell. This is it. Splinter Cell. Splinter Cell. Splinter Cell. And then he said new IP, and I was like, uh-oh, this isn't Splinter Cell. But I'm still like,
you're still new IP, okay.
An hour and 50 minutes in the press conference, wiping sweat off my forehead, crawling to the finish line. Show us the light at the end of the tunnel.
I can do it. And then we get Steep coming out December 2016. It looks like it's an extreme snow sport game based in the Alps.
Yes.
You can register for the beta if you're interested.
Yes.
We saw a trailer. We saw some gameplay.
Way too much gameplay.
Way too much of a trailer as well.
So
this game looks like an absolute flop.
Okay, it does.
I wanted to be excited. I really did. But as soon as I started to see it, my heart starts sinking. My stomach is dropping. I'm going, no, what are you doing? What are you doing? Stop.
So to go back in the Wayback Machine just a little bit, long time ago, ESPN released a game called the X Games, the actual video game X Games, where it was on PlayStation 1, where you could compete in luge, bicycling, skateboarding, everything on X Games. They kind of continued that. This seemed like a Winter X Games clone.
Yes.
There's a game not too long after that called SSX, which was a snowboarding game. It looks like they're taking elements of those two games where you do over-the-top tricks and stunts and you race your friends and everything.
But they're incorporating extreme stunts.
Snowboarding, skiing, paragliding.
Wind body surfing, something.
Oh, I thought that was paraglide. Maybe it wasn't.
No.
Parachuting, maybe? I don't know.
Paragliding.
Whatever.
But again, it
they went on so long talking about what this game could be with the leaderboards. You could rewind time and do stunts again. You could challenge your friends. You could look at the mountains. You
can watch your own replays. But again...
You know what sold it for me that it was horrible? Besides me groaning like, oh my God, this is what I waited for. At the end, when Aisha gets the whole team up and she's like, this is Ubisoft. I want to thank everyone for coming out. Yves gets up and he pushes everybody out of the way. He's like, just so you guys know, we're committed to this game. There's more stuff coming. I just feel like he knew based on the reaction of the audience as everybody just stared with blank horror on their face that they had made a huge mistake. This game is going to tank so hard. It's going to make Too Human look like Game of the Year. Make Order 1886 look like Game of the Year. This is so bad. This was so bad. This was the nail in the coffin on probably... Well, I'm not going to give you a number just yet. But anyways.
So for
that
me,
was rough. That was a really rough
This was
one.
a tough conference. It took forever.
Oh, yes.
It moved very slow.
Oh, yes.
The only thing that I was actually excited about...
Left my pen.
I take that back. There were two things I was excited about.
Okay.
One, Ghost Recon.
That looks great.
That looks awesome. 2, Watch Dogs 2.
Great.
Neither of these, apparently, unbeknownst to me, were anything new or exciting.
Well, the Ghost Recon gameplay was new from last year, but the Watch Dogs was not.
But the game itself was announced last year. It had the hype behind it.
Yeah.
And quite honestly, a game like that, you really can't mess up.
No.
So, again...
Even Mercenaries, which was... Mercenary 2, World in Flames, which is one of the worst games, technically ever. Remember that? Tell Saddam to send more troops.
But it was still...
It was still a great...
fun.
You give me an open world game, you give me guns, I will have fun.
Give me the ability to call in airstrikes and,
blow up bridges and just dork around with people.
So again, you can't really mess that up. Even if you do mess it up, you can't mess it up. And Watch Dogs 2, again, it was new to me.
Yeah.
But I was probably about the only one.
You were probably the only one who didn't know this was going on.
I mean, I had heard rumors that Watch Dogs 2 was coming out, so I figured I would see something, but I didn't realize they had leaked it all because I've deliberately been avoiding it. So.
All right. So wrapping this up, I'll go first this time.
Okay.
Let me go first this time. I like the dedication that Ubisoft is coming to E3. There's a lot of game companies out there that don't stick their neck out year after year after year. Ubisoft is no different. They're big. They're no different. We did not see anything about Assassin's Creed. Understand they're taking a year off the series or more. Good for them. They need to. But I know they're working on something. Instead of that stupid movie, they should have showed some breaking mechanic that's going to start planting that seed that I should care about it again. I don't need a full gameplay. I don't need a full trailer. I felt like that was lacking. Splinter Cell has been long forgotten by Ubisoft. I do not know why. I said, I believe last year or maybe the year before, Ubisoft was really the game company to beat. The Crew was coming out. The Division was coming out. They seemed like they had their hands on the pulse of the community. This year, 2016, they seem extremely far removed from everything awesome and good. And I'm not saying that just because their press conference stunk. I'm not saying that. Just a lot of games that they're hyping up. Steep, I think, is the real nail in the coffin here. Shows that they're not in the pulse of gamers. EA got a 5 out of 10, but I only had to listen to them for an hour. Ubisoft gets a 3 out of 10. A 3. By far the worst conference I've seen. Wake me up when you're done.
Was it worse than Pele?
Yes, because Pele at least was off. They grabbed the cane and pulled his ass off after like 10 minutes. This was 2 hours of nothing. I wasted 2 hours of playing the Halo Wars beta. I wasted 2 hours of eating Moe's Monday. Anything other than this. What did I gain? Why am I a better person now than before? There's nothing I saw.
So
that sucks.
This press conference, in my opinion, was light on actual information. You know, I agree with you. A couple of years ago, it looked like they were on the pulse. They had all these new things coming out that were exciting that I wanted to see. But it seems like they almost just stopped. They didn't have anything else coming down the development pipeline to line up after that. And that's a big miss on their part. You know, yeah, you can come out with sequels and prequels and whatever else to games that you already have. But if you're not continuing to bring out new IPs that people are excited about and that they want, your company's kind of in the decline. And we've all seen Assassin's Creed has gone from something that was up here, your excitement level was enormous, to something that, quite honestly, we haven't gotten the last 2 games.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm waiting for them to hit the $5 mark. Unity
and Syndicate both were bargain bins, and they both are bargain bins. They're routinely selling for $15 to $20 on Best Buy,
which is still a little bit high for what I want to pay for them. But again, I think it was a miss to not say anything about Assassin's Creed. Give us a little bit of the backstory. Tell us a little bit about the main character. Show us some character sketches. Give us anything. A little trailer, anything to let us know that you haven't just completely bailed on Assassin's Creed and you're working to make it into the game that it used to be. So instead, you show me a movie about Assassin's Creed, which, quite honestly, we all know how video game movies generally turn out.
Or received, yeah.
So
you gave EA a modified 4.5. You gave Bethesda an 8.5. You gave Xbox a 6.5, which I think you're crazy on, but that's okay. What is your final score for Ubisoft so we can get out of here and go to the PlayStation Experience and get our E3 mojo back?
I think I'm going to give them a 4 out of 10.
A 4 out of 10. Wow. We both agreed that was by far, so up to now, maybe Sony's going to blow it. This is the worst thing we've seen.
But I do want to say that their host, Aisha Tyler, is probably the best thing that was on the show.
Oh.
So, you know, I know people give her a lot of hate. People hate on just about everyone. But, you know, she, in a lot of areas, was kind of the saving grace that just kind of pulled things along and kept it moving.
You're absolutely right. Thank you guys so much for watching. We have plenty of content. We'll probably do our PlayStation video maybe tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see how late it is when we get back. We're off to go see the PlayStation Experience, try to wash this nasty taste of Ubisoft out of our mouth. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you guys so much for watching. And until next time, we will see you guys on the other side.
Ouch. Better luck next year, guys. If you missed any of the coverage we have, and there has been quite a few press conferences in the past few days, quick links have been provided here for you to peruse at your leisure. My wife and I put a lot of pride in the videos we did, and every single view that we get sure means a lot to us. So when you get some time and you're curious about what we think, go back and check it out. As always, I want to thank you guys so much for your continued support of me, my wife, and most importantly of this channel. Get out there, play some games, enjoy E3, and as always, I will see you guys on the other side.